You now, you got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you wrapped around my finger.
Hi.
Oh my God. Hello.
How are you?
I feel so good, Sarah Heath. How do you feel?
I feel really good. I have been creating this morning, which always makes me be in such a good mood.
What have you created?
I am in the process of building a 25-foot by 25-foot labyrinth.
Wow.
So it's a lot of
What are you
math.
building it out of?
So we're using this like really thick canvas and painting.
Cool.
So, anyway, I'm Sarah, and this is.
That's not. No, we have to introduce ourselves the proper way.
Sorry, proper.
Hi, everyone.
Later.
Welcome to Your Favorite Ants, the most well-informed show on the internet. I am Jody Messina.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
And I think if you're Jody Messina, then clearly I'm Faith Hill.
Listen,
right?
I think so. Right. I can feel the magic floating in the air. Also, I have been leaning into singing in my baritone range, kind of like a la Orville Peck.
Ooh.
You know how Orville Peck is always like singing down. He's basically singing like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Long black train.
Ugh.
You know?
Now I know.
And so I was thinking, so the other night when I went out and sang karaoke with my friends, I sang Taylor Swift's Tim McGraw, and I sang it down the octave for the first part of it. And I was like, when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. Like all the way down there.
Oh, she gets low.
Something about this Georgia, some do da do down there. I should know the words, but I don't. Anyways, hi, welcome to everyone who's here live with us. And also thank you for coming back. Those of you who are going to be listening to this next Moondy. You're always welcome to join us Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern time or live. Either way, go ahead and go ahead and share, go ahead and subscribe wherever you're listening. If you are watching this live, go send this to somebody who should be hanging out in here. Let's grow the family a little bit. Granted, we've been gone for 2 weeks because, bish, we've been working and we're tired, and it's not that serious. It's just a podcast.
This is our fun one. So why don't you share a little bit about where you were, and I'll share a little bit about where I've been.
Yes. Okay. So also, please feel free to chat along with us and talk along with us as we're going along.
Yeah, where you been for 2 weeks, friends?
Yeah, where y'all been? What the fuck have y'all been up to?
Where have you guys been?
Yeah, we showed up. Okay, we've been here like literally the entire time. Where have you been? Yeah, it's not true. No, it's not true. I went to Charleston last weekend with my friend Derek. He invited a bunch of us out. Derek of Your Favorite Heretics, Derek Myers.
We should do a crossover show.
We are definitely going to do a crossover show. We just hung out. He just invited a bunch of his dude friends out there, and like, you know, sometimes I'm a dude, so I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll try my hand at this. I'll try.
I just love that you called it your men's retreat.
My men's retreat. That's exactly what it was. Well, we've decided to start calling it I'm starting to call it a mostly men's retreat.
A mostly men's retreat.
Yeah, it's like anyone's welcome to come, but it's like a mostly men's retreat. Like, please come, no matter what kind of expression that falls for you. Even if it's like you are just like a non-binary princess with like a hairy chest and a mustache and a vagina.
I
Like
mean, you do it.
that's what I want. That's me. I just described myself.
I love it.
Yeah. It was wonderful. I made a lot of good friends. And I'm really glad to connect with other people who are doing similar work to me because it definitely makes me feel less alone in the whole resistance to the empire while we're also trying to having to feed the monster to pay our bills. You know what I'm saying? You get it?
You know what's interesting? I
What?
didn't think about this. You have been so inspired and like forward acting since going to this thing. So maybe there's something to be said about going to your mostly men's retreat.
Yeah. I feel like I had a really good time, you know. We did things that I can't talk about on the internet because I mean nothing sexual, nothing weird.
No.
You know, just it was mostly smoking weed, okay? That's
Mm.
mostly what we were doing. But I'm not going to say who did and who didn't. So I'll let
Ooh,
your imaginations.
I'm not a narc.
Thank you so much for not shamming me. That's where I have been this week. My anxiety has been a little bit high, but today I'm ending on a really positive note because I had 2 people officially sign on for the spring 2022 cohort. So now there's only
Oh,
20 spots left, and I'm just really fucking excited.
I'm excited for you. I one weekend was in Carmel at a bachelorette party.
Ooh.
So 2 of my good friends had bachelorette parties. They married each other on the same weekend. And I found out they argued over which one I was going to go to. Didn't really argue, but they were like, okay, which one? Because Sarah is both of our bridesmaids as well as an officiant. So
No, no. Oh, why did they give you so many jobs at a wedding?
they actually just put them all together. It was lovely. They were so
Oh,
good.
nice.
So
Wait, what do
one
you
of
mean
the
you put it together? What does that mean? You just had to do
it
one
means I
thing and
didn't
you had all
have
the titles?
yeah, all the titles were one thing. Like
All
I
the
was
titles,
officiating.
one job. Okay, I love that.
Yeah. I was officiating a wedding, but I was also a bridesmaid. So that meant I got to go to all the parties and I got to go to all the events,
No,
but I was
that's the sweet
also,
spot.
yeah, it was so fun. And I wore an outfit that matched all the bridesmaids.
Mm. You look
So
fine. Like you were real
thank
good.
you. So I got to go to Carmel and go wine tasting, and the
Mm.
other bride totally had a surfing, rock climbing, camping party, which if you know me, you know that I am also outdoorsy Barbie, but I did, the posh spice versus the what's the other sporty spice? I was posh spice and not sporty spice, but I had
Mhm.
so much fun. And then their wedding was like a 4-day event. People flew in from all over the world, which was super fun. We were all vaxxed. And it just felt really safe
Mm.
and really good. And
Yeah. Same thing with my little weekend. Everybody was vaxxed and everybody got tested within 24 hours of arriving. I said that so fast.
you did. I actually thought my computer had sped up for a second. So
No, I
anyway,
just spoke really quickly. Amazing.
yeah, so we were both gone for 2 weekends in a row. And I will say I missed this space, guys. I missed it.
I missed being around and drinking a beer. What are you drinking today? What's on?
So I am in the midst of eating clean for 21 days. And so I am not technically drinking. However, with
Okay,
you,
okay,
hold on,
let's pause. No, 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 no. Don't try to convince me of anything.
stop it.
You're
I'm not done. Mm,
ugh.
I
Okay.
am actually drinking right now. So I have a LaCroix and then I put vodka in it. So I am drinking.
See, listen, you could have just answered that. You could have just said that and you got saved yourself the grief.
I know I'm having like a small allotment of vodka, just a tiny little bit, but I haven't
Who
been
cares? Have a
drinking.
lot of I don't care. That's on you. You do what you want.
Yeah.
No one's
So
coming to say, Is it clean vodka?" No one cares.
okay, team, we wanted to know what you've been up to for the last 2 weeks. Richard has been busy preaching. First couple of sermons over the last 2 weeks. We've been doing an evening series on desire and identity. Ooh,
Ew. I like that.
I'm glad it's an evening service. That sounds fun.
That's what I'm into personally.
Mhm.
Um,
Personally,
yeah. Nope, I didn't I'm trying to hide that. Go away.
you're doing great.
There we go.
We just got to
Um,
get back into it. So
yeah,
this is a show where we essentially admit we're honest about the truth, which is that we've been
100%
your
same.
internet ants for a while, and so then we just launched this show to become your internet ants. And Kevin and I both, so at the wedding and then also at the bachelorette party, I discovered people actually listen to us.
No, same thing at my men's retreat. Everyone was just like, I just gotta tell you, like, your favorite answer is such a good show. And I'm like,
Sometimes I forget that we're recording because I just love chatting with you about the things that matter and chatting with our friends on the side here that I don't even like.
I don't
Like,
get it.
I
I'm
feel
just
like you
like,
guys, Rob, Richard, I feel like,
yeah. So just saying, cool, fun time. We're enjoying it. So thanks for having us.
And we're back, guys. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah.
miss another one for a while.
Couldn't tell you. Maybe we will. And if we do, sorry. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. Anyways,
Ooh, someone said
what?
they've been busy. Shane here says, been busy getting more in touch with my inner child.
Yes. That and also that does make sense.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, every single morning I cry to my inner child. Just kidding, not every morning. So let us go ahead and dive
We've
into
got some spicy things. If we're gonna start with what we call
some
well, how
courant.
yeah, because we kind of just covered how the hell we are.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I feel good about I feel taken care of.
Oh, good. Yeah. I would
Shall we?
say, friends, if you want to be thinking about me, I've got some medical tests I'm still weeding through. And so that's also been where I've been. I've been lots of doctor's appointments. So please, friends, so far so good. My dad actually looked at my labs and he said, well, those are delightfully normal. So that's exciting.
I love normal. It's my favorite thing.
Mhm.
What's
So let's
normal?
hop in. So I just had to put that in for how the hell am I? Because I tend to gloss over those things. The other thing
Mm.
we'll talk about at the end of the show, but my newest podcast released, Rev Covery. We've been talking about it for a while.
Talk about it right now. Let's talk about it right now. Why not?
Sure. So my latest podcast is called Rev Covery with Justin Gentry.
It is
Also,
so good. It's so good.
thank you, my friend. And it has been very much one of the most vulnerable things I've ever done in my life. It's as vulnerable as my first podcast, which was called Sonderless the Podcast. So this podcast really talks a lot about what does it mean to be in Rev Recovery, which is after you leave ministry. And it has gotten more comments. I am telling you, so many direct messages, so many comments, but it's very scary for me because it's very much a personal project. So hoping to help people kind of as they transition within ministry, as the world is shifting, how do we look at ministry different? And like, for instance, my episode came out this week where I shared my story. And I will admit to you, I have been exhausted every night. And then my friend said, yeah, because you've been like doing the labor of sharing your story with people again and again and again. And there is some trauma wrapped up around it. So, friends, I would love for you to check it out. It is, even if you have never been in ministry, it might be an open door to what that's like. Or if you're transitioning job, if you're part of the giant, what is it called? The Great Resignation?
The Great Resignation.
You might want to check it out. So
I
that's
think
that.
you should.
And now we're
Let's
going to
look
get
at your
into.
numbers real quick.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
yeah. You can
good.
look at my numbers.
They're
Yeah.
good. Oh, especially
Crazy.
for fresh out the gate. Like those are really promising numbers.
We just started advertising, which is fun.
Ooh, bitch.
We need to start advertising this, by the way. That's a side project for you and I. We need to do a 30-second welcome to your favorite ants.
Hey, whores, welcome. That's
uh,
yeah, I just want to echo that echo. It's a really good show.
Thank you.
I think you hit on some really just delicious and upfront topics of just like, as you were saying it, I was just like, this is what so many people need to hear right now. And this is also something I am kind of just recognizing more and more for people in our community, quote unquote, our community, because we're still finding out what that means. Well, let me just say that there are people who are post church right now who are leaving ministry, who are leaving the faith of their family and don't really know what to do or where to go or who to talk to, that are in need of space right now. And it gets me really excited to be a part of helping create those kinds of spaces, both like online and in person, because I've got some like I'm currently planning a possible 1 day, day and a half event thing here in Atlanta. So
we're working around it, guys. We're trying to not just make a new train on the same track. You know, we want to figure out how did we get here? And then how can we adjust our sails? What does it mean? There's
Yeah,
so much
I don't want to
that
go
could
on
come
any
up.
trains on any track. I am in the wilderness. I'm building a cabin. Y'all
Speaking of
can do what
which,
you want.
I'm not going to give, because it's not my story necessarily to tell, but I was sharing with my other co-host, Justin Gentry, about a dream that Kevin had, which was a super positive dream about all this work that we're doing. And it just felt like an encouragement to you. So I was sharing it with Justin just to encourage us in our work. And then Justin all of a sudden like gets really quiet. If you guys know Justin, this is not a woo-woo person. Justin
No,
is like a CrossFitter, like
he's a
cerebral,
CrossFitter nearly as atheist as you can get.
like just that guy. And all of a sudden I could tell, I was like, what's going on? And then Justin says, Sarah, I had a dream about Kevin like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was during a time when I was writing down all my dreams. I won't give all the details of the dream, but they didn't know each other. Kevin did not know each other, did not know Justin. Justin never had any plans to know Kevin. Then, not only that, but everything that Kevin and Justin talked about culminated in Kevin encouraging Justin to do the work of helping pastors that are leaving ministry. Never was that in Justin's mind. Justin wasn't interested in that work.
But it's
Kevin,
so new.
I know. And then, so I like ringing. This is just, you guys just need to know this human, because I'm like, I need to add Kevin to this conversation. Kevin's going to be blown away. Incorrect. I add Kevin to this conversation, and Kevin's
Yeah.
response is, yeah. Well, obviously, like I was just meditating at that time when you were dreaming or whatever it was. And like, we met each other.
I said I could have been there with you. Like, I don't know. Like maybe I was astral projecting at the time. It's possible. Maybe I was asleep and I
That
met
is
you there.
not my world, friends. I am 0%. Well, I'm not 0% because you have really opened me up to a lot of this. But I will say
Listen,
that I was
you don't need to
wowed.
believe in anything. It just works. That's
I
what
was
I
wowed.
say. It's like I don't need to believe in astrology. It just works.
Yeah, I just need to process that all of that happened, because again, like I said, it wasn't someone trying to like share something to be like, oh my gosh, we're meant to do this, Sarah. It was like shocked as I am. And then we pull Kevin in, and Kevin's response is obviously.
I mean,
Yeah.
just I'm not really I'm just not surprised anymore by anything. I've had such weird spiritual experiences my entire life, and then like they've just continued to get more delicious into adulthood. And now that I understand how like nothing is impossible, it's like, oh yeah, well
All
sure.
things are possible. I really have got to stop singing all the like VBS songs
I
that pop
mean,
in my head.
you can do whatever you want. I mean, I do.
I know I'm not there yet. Dana, I just want to pull in Dana here, who says love Rev Recovery, which is how I found this podcast.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Thanks, Dana. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to tell you to shut the fuck up. I don't know you like that. I'm glad you're here. I don't really want.
You're one of us now.
Actually,
You just
don't
got
stop
streamed up.
talking. That's what I mean to say. Don't ever stop talking.
We're so glad you're here, and we would love to hold space for you. And it's been great getting to know you a little bit. Thank you so much for saying that you love the new podcast. Enough about cross marketing, because we've got some stuff to talk about, because they kind of go along this podcast lane.
We get to talk about whatever we want. We're the boss of ourselves.
It's true. But let's start with talking about our pop culture and headline news, which we like. Sometimes we call it airing our grievances.
Pop
Sometimes.
culture and headline. Well, it's like headline news.
Did you hear?
Yeah. Did you hear about this? And every now and again, we like to bring in a topic of current events.
Yes.
Current events. And I have the video like queued up over here.
Let's see it.
So I'm gonna share the screen real quick. So
we're learning our technology, guys.
Yes, and I'm not sure if it'll send sound through this. I wonder if it will.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll find out. We will find out.
You guys are gonna be here for this.
Okay, where's the actual...
Why do I have to whisper? I saw this meme that was like, one day you're young and the next day you're turning down the sound on your radio so you can see better when you're driving.
That's me. That's me every day. Window.
I hope the people who are listening to the podcast right now know that it's just as exciting for those who are like watching this live.
Yeah. Okay. So here is the video. We're gonna zoom in a little bit. Can I zoom in? I'm just gonna
John
hit play.
Cooper skillet. Let's first.
Tell me if you can hear this. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay, hold on. It's not even playing. Hold on. Let's just open it up.
Ooh.
Open up to the heart of ocean. And then I do this. And then I do this.
Yeah, we can hear him. Oh, no, we can't. We cannot hear him.
Start it over. Start it over.
Here we go.
Here, well, I got it. Well, this is embarrassing. This is not an ad for Relevant. First of all, why does Andrew Garfield why is I fucking hate Relevant. Y'all are stupid. If you're watching this, stop.
I don't mind Relevant. I wrote for them for. I do mind. I have some thoughts about Relevant.
I have beef with Relevant because to this day,
they
will not just do the fucking right thing.
No, yeah, they try to walk a line that shouldn't be walked.
There's no it is literally the epitome of I'm about to spit you out of my fucking mouth because you're not hot, you're not cold, you're good for what? No thing.
Our really good friend Andre Henry worked for them for a while, and that was I started supporting them then, but
yeah. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
We declare war against this deconstruction Christian movement.
Gets
but
worse.
I'll tell you what, I don't even like calling it deconstruction Christian because there was nothing Christian about it. It is a false religion. It is a whole other.
Also, real quick, there's a trigger warning about depression and suicidal ideation in about 5 seconds, so jump off the line if you need to.
Oh, we're here.
This authentic self is really that wonderful for you in your sexual revolution. Then what I want to know is this: why are you so sad? Why are you killing yourselves at the highest rate in American history?
What? Who? Wait. Whoa. Wait. I can't hear you. Wait. Whoa. Wait. What? I have so many feelings. I haven't. Okay, we talked about him weeks ago.
We did.
And he did. Did he hear us?
I mean, I think. I mean, this is the. Oh, I should also put you back in my ears. Yeah, I don't know. I hope he heard us. Like, if he did, hey, he's kind of my type. I hate that.
I feel like we kind of made fun of him, though. Not made fun of. We just were like, I don't know why he thinks that his voice in politics matters. I think that was our conversation.
Yeah.
And now he's declaring war on deconstruction. Do you guys remember when we declared war on drugs?
Hello.
M just said, we need to pull up M. Sorry, M. M's, oh no. Like, it wasn't embarrassing enough that my partner and I first met back in 2002 when he was working as security in college for a
you better confess your sins.
The Lord can use that which,
Period. That which.
The world can use that witch. Oh dear. Oh, our sexual revolution. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just like, this person's like talking as someone who is completely unhinged. And completely
seems really unhinged.
and I don't even say that lightly. And I just look at that, I'm like, you are very upset, aren't you? Huh. It's fascinating to me. I'm just like, declare war, like on what? Like
on a strong person.
And it's also interesting. It's like you'll go over there, and it's been pointed out by a couple different content creators, but it's like you'll go over here and you'll fight for like Joe Rogan because he's supposed to have like free speech. Everyone should have the right to say what they want to say, no matter if someone doesn't like it, because this is America. So we're over here exercising our right to free speech, saying what we want to on the internet, like every other asshole.
And that's our next T-shirt. Say whatever we want on the internet, like every other asshole.
Yeah, that's all we're really doing. That's all we're doing. And
I know.
And it's just it's funny to me. Like, You are so fucking pressed. You're so upset. And then I think it's funny. The sexual revolution part, I'm just like, now you're just stringing buzzwords together at this point. But like, you want
Also, but that's like a buzzword from the 60s. I don't understand how we're still using that as a buzzword. That's not a buzzword. That's like a buzz cut word.
That's a
Like it's a
buzzkill.
long time ago.
A long time ago. Like, I just want to know. I'm like, why? He said, just like, yeah, why are you so sad? I'm just like, have you looked outside? Have you been awake?
Well,
Like, do you
I
want to
think
know why I'm so sad? Is because I have so much debt. I am sad because I haven't got laid in a while. I am sad because sometimes I take my meds and my anxiety still takes me out. That's why. What do you
also
think? There's a million
like
reasons to be sad right now. Everybody's sad.
it felt to me a little bit. I think the part that bothers me is that to me it felt a bit like a rally, didn't it? It felt like a little bit like all
It was
these
at
people.
Winterfest.
What the hell's Winterfest?
Oh, it's this big evangelical Christian music tour that
Oh,
goes
we
in
talked about it before.
Winter Jam. Oh, Winter Jam. Excuse me, Winter Jam.
Ooh, I better find out if my friend is the one who promotes that. But yeah,
He's ain't your friend no more, whoever they are.
I just think your
Are you saying specifically me or the royal one?
No, him. What is his name? John Cooper.
Sure.
Honey, like I get it. You want to be relevant. I get it. I understand. Like culture has told you have to matter. I get it. But also, you just there are babies in that audience who have thought about taking their lives. There are
Mhm,
babies in that audience who have lost friends, family. And here
mhm.
you are spitting vile shit because you are a privileged white man who has never had to face reality because you were
Drag
put on a
her.
pedestal. And now what's upsetting you is that your pedestal might be taken away because no one knows if you're relevant or not anymore. Because guess what? More people are following people that have things to say about this than are following you. I'm sorry that your fragile ego got hurt, but you need to stop starting a cult around ego and personality.
We stand. Yes. Okay. Listen. Case
Listen,
closed. That's it. It's just like, dude, like that was
I
my
know
big
you're
beef.
hurting.
I really get that. I'm just like, no one who isn't hurting, like that's just like where I just know he's hurting and he's being a dick. It's I'm like, that's what was so surprising to me. It's just like they're like, okay, so why are like you're citing all these things? People have anxiety more than any time in history. People are on medication. People are killing themselves. And your response is to make fun of them or yell at them for trying to figure out how to stay
It's the
alive.
lack of empathy.
Lack of compassion. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, motherfucker. Like, you, by your own standards, like all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And so, like, does that not inspire any sort of anything in you? To like, do why, like, my God, like, I wouldn't dare to stand on a stage and tell people to repent of anything.
Well, it's also this idea that Jesus looks a certain way,
Sure.
and it's so different than even the scripture with which they use to be the platform that they
My
stand.
life.
And I think it's
You
I
sit
have
on a throne of
tattoos.
lies.
Right? I have tattoo to quote Elf. I have tattoos and I have a beard and so
It's like,
I'm
listen, you're
edgy.
and all like there are like churches that wouldn't even let you in the door because you have a beard and tattoos. Like even you have had to deconstruct a little bit to get to the point where you're okay with having tattoos. Apparently that doesn't conflict with your
Right.
whatever. And I'm like, do you not see like why in the I just want to ask like why is this okay? It's okay to
Right.
deconstruct tattoos and drinking and maybe even cussing a little bit. But like homosexuality is where I draw the line. Saying that maybe Jesus, or saying anything other than what y'all think. Like,
You know
Jesus.
what? I'll say this. When I was a little girl, and this little boy was picking on me, and I went home, and my mom said, "Sarah, boys who bug you love you."
Nope.
Wait a minute. So, and I said, "What do you mean, Mom?" She said, "Just say that to them." So, whenever, when we got older, she'd say, "Methinks thou dost protest too much," meaning people who are making a big fuss about something care about that thing a lot. I think this is a very frightening time for people like John Cooper because I think he's starting to doubt. He's starting to fear that everything he invested in is not okay. And so the only way to hold on to it is to hold it tight and just yell. And it
I
unfortunately they
mean,
have a
that was
platform on
me.
which to yell. Yeah.
I mean, and that's like you can look at that with like any sort of person who's losing their grip on their religious stuff. Like you hold on to, you just hold on because like you don't know what else to do, and it's so scary for people. It's so frightening because here
We
you
have
are.
Yeah, keep going, sorry.
Yeah, I was just like, here you are, like, and you badmouth your own questioning. You condemn yourself for the questions you have because, oh, me of little faith. And it's like, girl, like, it's okay. It really is.
I think what I just first of all, we have the best viewers. The things that are coming up in the chat, like just pull up Shane's. In a religion of power, privilege is a sacrament.
Oh, ooh.
John
Someone better
Cooper.
quote you in their book. I want to use that.
It's so good, Shane.
Shane said one time, just dropped it on a podcast. Ugh.
Oh, so good. There is M's comment. We're seeing a scared inner child doubling down and throwing a tantrum.
Mm.
And then also Dana saying, and that kind of attitude is why so many of us pulled the damn covers up over our heads instead of stepping forward with our own questions.
Mm-hmm. Because there's somebody up there who's literally trying to declare war on us.
Right.
And like, and here's my attitude about it is like, you know, it's like when Whitney Houston was asked what she thinks about Mariah Carey. What did she say?
Still my favorite.
What do I think about her?
I
don't.
Think
That's what what do you think about John Cooper saying all this shit? Like, I don't think about John Cooper saying anything. Do you know why? Because he's not relevant to me.
Well, I don't, as far as what it does for me, right? Because you and I are in a place, and it is, we have to admit that you and I are in a lucky place of privilege where we've worked through our shit.
Sure.
But there are, and Dana's right, there are people who are standing there who are in a very painful place. And they're hearing someone that they have paid a ticket to hear. Who, by the way, just because you sing music does not make you the person who should be leading these people. But that's a whole nother.
I mean, we can just look, just because that you're on TV doesn't make you good. Look at Bill Cosby.
Right. Just because you have a podcast doesn't make you cute. That's not true.
Look at Joe Rogan. I mean, like, no, we are cute. We're not cute because we have a podcast. We have a podcast because we're cute. It's different.
I just think there is even Joe Rogan stuff. This all ties together, guys. And I am not trying to say that if you fit into a certain category. I am saying there is a massive need for empathy and awareness of people who have an experience outside of your own. And when you begin to have a platform to think that then means that you need to shame and blame people outside of your own experience, that's when we get people like Joe Rogan, who is walking around having to do a giant apology tour.
Yeah. And like the thing is, like, he only apologized for saying the N-word, hasn't apologized for his anti-trans stuff, hasn't apologized for his anti-queer stuff, hasn't apologized for his misogynist stuff. And also, let's point out the fact that just because those podcast episodes have gotten pulled, Spotify's already been paid by those advertisers. Joe Rogan's already been paid for those episodes. It's not actually that's not actual accountability.
I would love us to pick up, and I want to make sure I'm saying this name right. Karasu, the dreamer. He said there's no freedom outside of Jesus. I've heard that growing up, and it kept me from discovering myself.
Mm.
Can we just for a minute go into that? When there is a statement like that, what is being said is not only is there no freedom outside of Jesus, but I am the one through which you should understand this Jesus.
Mhm.
So if you are going to want to pursue Jesus, then there's no freedom outside of the thing that I'm giving you. And when people are in a desperate or difficult place, they're looking for someone like John to yell at them for a little while. But that
Mhm.
only lasts so long because shame is not the way to become whole. And
My pastor.
right. And freedom doesn't look like staying within a certain lane.
Hmm.
We need to help people know themselves in a way that allows me to say, I am me and you are you. And yet we're all part of this thing. I don't think, like, if I think John Cooper and I got in the same room, first of all, I'd scare the shit out of him just because of probably the work that I've done around this stuff. And he's trying so desperate, like you said, to be relevant. And yes, we just spent a lot of time talking about him, but it's more about the construct that he unfortunately embodies. Because if I'm honest, I agree with whoever said he looks like a scared child.
Yeah.
That looks like a kid to me.
Yeah.
Who wants to matter so much. Like, do I matter? That's what he's screaming to me. Is
Yes,
if
I
this
do.
deconstruction
Do
stuff
I matter?
matters,
Yes, I
I
do.
just spent 20 years writing songs about this Jesus who's supposed to love me so much. But what if everyone doesn't need Jesus to love them? That then do all these songs matter?
Yeah. I mean, T. I
So
mean, and it's okay. I mean, like, John, there's this really great podcast I heard called Red Recovery. It's to help you after you leave ministry or
we
have
can
to, like,
also help CCM people come out.
oh my God. That's the thing you act. Ooh, that's a series, Sarah.
We do have some artists who are going to be coming on.
Oh! I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm going to be your number one stan. I swear to God.
I'm already your number one stan, so this works great. Yeah, I think I am
so
okay. I am okay with when the bar moves. So like people taking down previous content, I get that like we didn't all have like a agreed upon thing, but the moment that we recognize that man, this is hurting people, is the moment that we start to like adjust and change.
Mhm.
And I think
he wouldn't have changed had it not threatened his pockets. And the thing, but like the thing is, like, it's not even that they
it
could
didn't
have
threaten
done.
his pockets.
That's the thing. They could have done nothing, and they would have also still been fine.
Yeah. And it's hard because you and we profit off of Spotify. We had this whole conversation as a Reverent Media Group. Do we take all our content down? The reality is our content isn't big enough to make a shift. We could talk about it on all of our shows, but the truth is like if we exit the space, then there's no one with an opposing voice on that space. So what do we do then? Right? Which is also my fear about guys, I don't know. You really did
Keep
come for
going,
the shade and
keep
you're
going.
staying for the sermon. One of my fears is that so many of us who represent more of a progressive understanding of Christianity are no longer going to be pastors. And this is not my fear to hold on to. And this is the thing I have to let go as I do my work is I'm afraid now the space is going to look only conservative and people who are still working their own shit out.
We can't.
And then I know.
The thing about it is that person that you were wanting to help is not coming to your church. They don't know you exist.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that as like a knock, but just like that's the reality. When you are in that world, you're so like think about it. Like I mean, I'll say it for myself. You're siloed, and everything outside of that is evil. And like you only like, and so it is not until you're inside your bubble and you look outside and you're like, what's going on out there? And then you go look at it. It's never like it was never a progressive sermon in a church that was conservative. Like it was because I saw something on the internet. It's because someone invited me. It's because I saw other people living authentically as progressive queer Christians that showed me it was possible. It was never inside of a conservative church.
You're right.
So like when I think about just like, oh, we got to stay for the people, I'm just like, are people like the people who are in progressive churches have that? People in conservative churches were not coming to our churches anyways. So all we can do is continue to create the spaces and, for example, sing the new song as loud as we can in the wilderness so that people know that there's a party out here.
And that's scary when your paycheck has come from being part of the majority. And so you always have to question, follow the money, you know? And I'm not saying that's his only reason. I am saying
Ugh, it's a huge reason, though.
we have set up a society where he only matters for as many tickets as he can sell. And if there's something that's helping people not sell tickets, it's scary. Why are people sad? Hello? Like, if you're so sad, everyone, literally, like science is showing us, everyone is sad
did you
right
live
now.
through 2020 or 2021? Because everybody knows somebody who died.
Mhm.
Multiple people died. There's a lot of people who are sad. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like, are you kidding me? You're not aching with the rest of the world. You must not be paying attention. That's so weird. You're so
Yeah.
weird, dude.
But also, whenever you're ready to come around, we will hug you and embrace you.
I won't. No.
I know. That's why I'm the bridge person.
He's not coming to my camp.
He
He is not coming on my. And here's another thing too. I have a couple of my content friends out here whom I love. They're just like, John, I want to get you. I want to engage in a dialogue conversation. Stop trying to reason with unreasonable people. Because at the end of the day, like, don't do it on a podcast. Don't do it on air if you're going to do that. Because if he gets on air, it's a performance. Maybe record it for posterity and you just sign an NDA that you're not going to release it to anybody, but just so you can know what each other said. But like, he's also not going to do that because you know why? If he actually engages with the enemy and recognizes, oh my God, I'm supposed to be praying for you. Oh, my brother, my sister, my sibling. Like, that's the thing. You can't look God in the face and remain unchanged, bitch.
Now that is a shirt. Pearls before swine.
Listen, you know, what is the Gospel of Thomas expands on that. It says like, it's.
I've got it. I mean, I'm not going to look it up, but yes, I've got the Gospel of Thomas over. Oh, of course you do.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Where are you?
Trauma activation, guys. We're going into the Apocrypha. Trigger warning.
No, this was even not out of the Apocrypha. This was in the Nag Hammadi Codex.
Oh, okay.
Gospel of Thomas, where are you living? Do you know where I am? I don't know. I'll find it later. I'm halfway down on my pint of strawberry rhubarb. It is so effing delicious. I got it in Charleston.
What is it? Is it a beer or is it
it's a beer. It's a sour.
Oh, I love strawberry rhubarb. My mom used to make pies that way.
Strawberry rhubarb. Okay.
17.
So
hot July summer. Sorry.
We are now. I'm done talking about that. There's nothing else.
We are. Close the book on it.
We're closing the book on it, and so 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a deconstruction war on you, John. And you know, my first act is going to say, "No, I don't want to talk to you. You can keep yelling. You can keep doing all the. I don't need you to change for me to be happy. Okay."
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're sad. Is what I'll say.
Oh, it's just like, oh, my sweet baby. It's just like you want to come on the Promise Breakers men's retreat?
Yeah.
As long as you promise to like be cool, be chill, bro.
But also you can break that promise because that's the whole point in Promise Breakers.
Yeah. Promise Breakers gonna be a mostly men's retreat.
Okay, do we have any questions that we needed to? I know we had some backup questions. We probably got time for about one. Oh, our nails are the same color. Sorry.
No, they're not. What's yours? Yours is like a
Like a
red.
dark red. Is yours
Yeah.
black?
Yeah, just black.
Ooh.
Just black. Just black. Let me look at my Instagram. Let's see if we got any cues in the story.
While we're on that, friends, please continue to send us questions. We really, as much as we like to go on and on, we also, as your aunts, we just love giving kind of decent advice, question and opinion, really. And you can go to
Okay.
askyourfavoriteants@gmail.com and ask us any questions.
Yes. So this one is from Instagram. It's from somebody, because we remember it's anonymous. It said, when you began your reconstruction journey, how did you find your community of support? First things first, I don't believe in reconstruction.
Yeah.
Because, like, what does that mean? Like, that's the thing. It's like we want to, like, reconstruct into what?
So for me, deconstruction is different than demolition.
Yeah. And also, deconstruction is different than evolution.
Right. So there are things that I kept. So when I say reconstruction makes it sound as if I was using that terminology for a while because there are things that I kept and I'm integrating. So transcending and including into the whatever I'm moving toward. But I think the difference is with reconstruction, it sounds like you're trying to build the same thing again.
Or something. You're trying to build, like, it's almost like, okay, I deconstructed the false idol, and now I'm going to build the correct idol again with just better ideas and better theology and a more inclusive.
You're going to love this one.
Yeah.
Right.
This one's got to work until it doesn't.
You know, I would say finding community is something that people ask us all the time. Like probably that's like a lot, like when it
More than
even
anything.
the Rev covering answer, because people want to be with people. They do. And we're meant to. Not everyone has to share the same ideals or beliefs or whatever it might be, but we want to be with people who at least we feel like we can be safe in our doubting or our questioning or whatever it might be. So how I found people is I started being honest with myself and others, because then I knew that when I was encountering people, there are people that are capable of hearing my honesty. And sometimes it's hard, right? Because we'll discover that people we thought were with us are not. And we don't need people to be where we are. But I think just getting really honest with ourselves and others allows people to love us for who we actually are versus the image that we're giving.
Like, this is something that is, like, really, I'm about to just, like, lay down some truth. You can take it or leave it. This was, like, the harsh truth that was given to me was like, oh, I'm afraid that if they know who I truly am, they're not going to love me. And someone says, like, well, Kevin, they've never fully loved you because they've never fully known you.
Yeah,
they
I've
don't
noticed that as
know.
well.
They do not know you. You have been hiding, and you had to survive. But just recognize that, like, yeah, if they don't love who you truly are, it's because they've never known you. And that's very sad. And that's just, for me, it's just like, oh, that makes sense. And also, I guess, like, it was like the coping question was always just like, let me put it this way. As I was beginning to be more vocal about the way my lifestyle was changing, if you will, I first found people who I knew would be good, close, easy friends, easy allies, people to support me, whom I don't have to explain things to.
Right.
I found
How did you find them?
Twitter. Started on Twitter.
Okay.
We used to have this old hashtag, we don't use it as much, called Faithfully LGBT. And that's where a lot of us queer Christians started to find one another. And that's kind of like how it started. It started off as just like bloggers becoming friends. And then I started meeting people in Atlanta and becoming real friends with people. So it's oh, my dog is yelling at something. It's fine. But that's where it started for me. It was actually online community, and it's something I'm really, really excited about, like, which I'm sure, like, you've got some great things to share pretty soon too, but I've got some things for announcements. But, like, that really is, like, the number one thing people say is, like, I don't have anybody. Like, I don't know who to talk to about this. And I'm just like, okay, here is a place that you can do it.
Yeah.
And I
I
tell
think
you,
it's go ahead.
yeah. And so, like, all that to say is that there's no wrong way to do it. You just gotta. Sometimes it's gonna throw it against the wall, see what sticks at first. And I would also say, like, figure out what already feels naturally good to you. Like,
Yeah,
what,
be
like,
grace-filled with yourself as you're trying to share whatever your story might be, because different communities have a different level of being okay with you. Like, you don't wanna come out to a John Cooper and being and someone who's questioning your beliefs, right? Like, that's not a safe place for you. And
yeah,
so it's sort of, I would say, testing the waters a bit and seeing like and you might be surprised as you test the waters a bit. People might
mhm,
um, show up and be like, oh, oh, you too. Like people are often very surprised about where other people
mhm,
are. And so I think test the waters a bit. I am one who I absolutely believe in the online community, but I really love when those online
mhm.
communities are able to gather. I would say it's okay to have people outside of your belief structure. I think that's actually really, really important.
Oh, better, even better if they're empathetic and listen. Like, they may not understand, but they listen. Oh,
Mm,
let me
yeah.
tell you what, that's gold because you will say
Because you have to
things that.
remember that you used to believe differently than you do now, right? And
Mhm,
so giving space for other people to think differently than you. We're definitely working on creating community for people. And myself and my co-host, Justin Gentry, for people who are exiting ministry, we actually are like, we've spent many hours in meetings this week trying to figure out what's the best thing for us, whether that's Discord, many networks, there's all kinds of options. And
mhm.
so give us a couple weeks, we're working on it for that community,
Listen, and
anonymously leaving ministry.
ominously loving ministry,
Anonymously.
ominously momming ministry,
Anonymously, yes. I love
ominously. I'm not slurring my words.
Crowded Table, which is Kevin's space.
Ooh.
People have said that's their favorite community.
I for real, like I am so surprised like at the shape it's taking, and I'm excited. We're going to be moving over. This is like the unofficial soft announcement. We're
Ooh.
moving from Patreon to a new thing called Mighty Networks so that
Uh-huh.
we can better serve the community. Um, it's more cost effective overall for like the way that I do business.
Mm.
Still has all the same benefits, but everything and more. And it's just going to be an easier way for everybody to interact so that like that way we're not having to be like inundated by other ads or it's just going to be much more simple. It's going to be very delicious. um I also, this is the soft announcement, this is unofficial, off the record. I don't have
Don't
a
tell anyone.
confirmation yet. I am putting together a crowded table like one day event, April, I think it's gonna be April 7 in Atlanta. It's gonna be like
Atlanta.
super fucking cheap, like
That's
77
a
to 90.
Wednesday? Why
No,
do I know that?
it's a Saturday, I think.
Uh-uh.
Hold on, let me
April
look.
5th is a Tuesday. I
Oh,
only know that
then I mean
because of the
April
Final
2nd.
Four,
I mean April 2nd.
which will be in the middle of the Final Four, which I know because I am a straight.
Yes, I love that for you. And for those of you who are straight and like want to do it, you are happy to stream it on your phone while you're there. Find a bar and some other sports people and you can go watch it together.
That's
There are plenty of gay bars downtown who are going to show the game. So,
that's true.
uh but I am very excited about that. I just think it's going to be really cool. So if you're in the Atlanta area or surrounding, or you want to come in, so it's gonna be like under $100 for a ticket, like sliding scale, of course,
I've got us.
and of course, and um, I think it's gonna be very fun. Like I'm still planning some content overall, but just like come hang out, and then if you want to coordinate with other people in the crowded table about doing housing together, riding together, you know, this is what we're gonna do. You don't
I
have
love
to be
it.
a part of the crowded table to come, but uh, I don't know. You're just missing out. So that's
I
my
think the
little
more
announcement.
and more you show up as yourself, the more and more those people, like tonight, I'm going to go hang out with Scott Erickson, who is a mutual friend of Kevin and I.
Oh,
And I to see Britt, who's another friend of yours.
oh,
perform in a musical that's about my friend Tiffany and Brady. And it's so crazy to me because my friend Brady is married to we used to call her Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And someone's making a cute little funny musical about it. And Britt is part of that. And it's like the weirdest thing how all the worlds collide. And so I think if you just show up as yourself and trust that the people that are meant for you will show up for you, they will. And that's what I'll say around community, because I think for so long I was lonely because I was trying to be someone that I wasn't. And that wasn't trying to be inauthentic. It was just, I thought that's how life had to go. And it's not. I think if we just can spend some time knowing our inner selves, our inner hopes, our inner wants, that we then can offer our true selves to the world and be open for a little bit of adjustment on that. And so that is what I will say. I'm really excited for Crowded Table. I got to tell you, I love that Kevin, you and I are each other's hype person. And I just love that we get to do this show together because truthfully, all you guys are experiencing is what we do almost every day of the week, which is call the other one and be like, I'm so excited for you and what you're doing. And I want to encourage everyone to find people like that for you. Find people who are jazzed about what you're doing, who aren't going to yell at you from
Yes.
stage, who
Yeah, you don't unless you want to be yelled at, wink wink. Like you don't have to
ooh,
have that. I kind of like that a little bit. Like I like a little aggression, but that's just me. It's different. I'm different. A girl can be different.
I love it. Also, well, we won't get into that. I'm
What?
blushing.
What?
I mean, I get like being told like what to do or whatever.
Yes, Sarah. Listen, Valentine's. Why are we not doing something? Okay, next week will be our Valentine's episode. So we're going to
Ooh.
talk about relationships and dating. And so send us your cues about that to askyourfavoriteants at gmail.com.
You're so weird. We need a
YFA After Dark.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll think about it.
There's something. Yeah, we'll think about it. Well, maybe. Well, you know what it is. You know what YFA
What?
After Dark is.
What?
We have to go on. We gotta do a podcast tour eventually when we get
I love
on
it.
that level. Just like. Anyways.
Love it.
Okay. Any announcements? Anything you need to promote, share that you haven't already promoted or shared?
Nope. I feel like I've done a lot of promoting, a lot of sharing. This has been fantastic. So good to be together with everyone.
Yes, I just want to continue to say, go buy my book, Bad Theology Kills. It's at badtheologykills.com. I have a whole bunch of them. You can get them for, I think I'm having for 14 on my website. And they're 17 or 19 on Amazon. So it's cheaper from me, and I'll sign it. So,
ooh.
And if you would like to check out what I'm doing with the 2022 spring cohort, which is a 90-day journey with a bunch of other dope-ass people who we're going to learn about some meditation, spiritual practices to pretty much just like fix your life a little bit. If you're missing peace in your life, if you're looking to create spiritual practices, and if you're ready to get over the bullshit that you've had to deal with for a while, if you're ready to get free, this could be for you. You can go to thekevingarcia.com/cohort to learn more.
I am also opening up some more slots for coaching because I'm got some coaching clients that I am. So what does coaching mean? Coaching is just sort of like helping people. You might have heard of like a life coach, but I just finished my coaching certification through ICF, which is the gold standard of coaching. And so I have 100 hours before I take my written exam, but you could be part of those 100 hours, which means I'm a little bit cheaper than I will be once I have my.
Yeah, you want to get in on the ground floor. You want to get a great deal.
Yeah.
A steals and deals.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am really excited about all the work that my clients are doing. If you're more interested in that, you can reach out to me, sarahheath.com. Find me on Instagram. Or sometimes I'm on Facebook. Sometimes we love you. We're proud of you.
Well, are you? Am I proud?
Yeah, I'm proud of them. Okay, I will say I love you and I'm proud of you. And I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Go Super Bowl. We didn't talk about the Super Bowl at all. And I'm not
I
surprised.
just want somebody to screen cap this look I'm giving right here. Like,
LA's in it, boy. I mean, I'm a Saints fan, but local boys.
I
Local boys.
hope that they do so good. I hope. Also, like, who's playing in the Super Bowl halftime show? Don't care. You know why?
Oh, I do care. It's for me. It's for my generation. That's this
Who
halftime
is
show.
Eminem, right?
Hold on. You want me to tell you before you go?
Ugh, sure.
You're gonna
I
be.
know Eminem is in it, and I just like at that point I'm disinterested.
Okay, ready?
Nope.
It is. Da 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 da. Oh, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick Lamar.
If they just took Marshall Mathers out of the equation, it would be the perfect show.
Oh, I see.
Like everybody up there, I love. Like I just hope maybe they'll just roast him. They'll spend the entire time just roasting him because, like,
Why do
God,
you
like
hate Eminem so much?
he's just like
What?
we don't have to get into it. I think he's a mediocre white dude.
Oh,
I think his
I love that
rapping
he
is
works at his mom's restaurant that serves spaghetti.
yeah, because he's not doing really good in record sales. Just kidding. Okay, until next week, make sure that you stream Rev Covery, share
Thank
this
you.
podcast with someone you love, and have the courage to share it with somebody that you don't know, maybe. That's what Cody Rigsby says. Cody Rigsby, I want you to marry me. If
Okay.
you're listening.
We hope you have a great weekend.
Indeed. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Everybody.
Bye, my love.